Are you thinking about retiring in Surprise, Arizona? With so many communities right here in the city of Surprise, it can be a little bit overwhelming figuring out which Surprise, Arizona 55 plus community you should choose. So today I'm going to be walking you through a map tour of the Surprise 55 plus communities so you can get to know them a little bit more and make a more informed decision on which communities you should focus in on for your 55 plus relocation. In today's video, I am giving you a tour of the Surprise, Arizona map and the 55 plus communities that are right here so that you can see how they compare to each other, where they're located, and which ones are going to best fit the lifestyle you are trying to create with your move in retirement to Phoenix, Arizona. And if you would like a curated list of homes to look at and compare for each of these Surprise 55 plus communities, we do offer that for free. You can scan this QR code, go to the description or the first comment of this video to check out each of the communities and the homes that are currently on the market. And you can sign up to get updates on that and choose however many of those communities you want to look at for potentially buying a home and moving into a 55 plus community. And if you would like a curated list of the homes in these Surprise, Arizona 55 plus communities, you can scan this QR code, go to the description or the very first comment of this video, and you can go to the link and we have a list where you can select the communities and the homes that you want to look at. So let's say you want to compare, two or three of the homes that are on the market in the communities we're talking about today. You can go to that link, you can compare and contrast, sign up for updates, and be able to see what is on the market in each of the communities that we are going to be looking at in today's map tour. So let's head into the map, and we are going to start with the community of Sun Village. So as we get started, I thought it would be good to show you how large and spread out the city of Surprise, Arizona actually is. So you're located in the West Valley, and you've got a couple of major roads running through the city of Surprise. So you have Bell Road here, which is, there's lights on that road. It's not a freeway or a highway, but it is a major road because it's the most central way to get across the city of Surprise. Then you have Grand, which is a highway, and there is, a lot of traffic typically on Grand. There are some lights, but the speed limit is higher. And then you've got the 303 freeway, which is getting busier, but is one of our less crowded freeways in the Phoenix metro area. So these are the main ways to get around the city of Surprise or to the city of Surprise or out. And you can see we stretch east to west here and then north to south. We've got, a lot of land over here. Some building is happening over here, some new construction here. And then a lot of this is just land. There might be some acreage properties not in HOAs. But there's a lot of land and it's really widespread. So now I want to head into the Sun Village community. And the Sun Village community is going to be the most, I want to say inland. That's not probably the right verbiage, but Sun Village is the most central or located central to, if you're thinking about Phoenix and even Peoria and Glendale, you're most central here. So this is Sun Village. It is a gated golf course community. And real quick, what I want to do is get directions to both Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport so you can see how far you are from there, and then also the hospital. So with Phoenix Sky Harbor, you're looking at 45 to 50 minutes. Now, being located in the city of Surprise and knowing that most of the routes to the airport include the I-10, it's a very busy, congested freeway, I would say that you should add on like 10 minutes of a buffer time in case of accidents, rush hour traffic. So just apply that to every single time we look at going to Sky Harbor. Because this is a truck route, there's so many entrances and exits to different freeways, and there's just a lot of traffic here. And then that also runs into downtown and central Phoenix. So it can get pretty crowded on that freeway, pretty busy. But you're looking at about 45 to 50 minutes, with minimal slowdowns, accidents, things like that. Then Banner Boswell is a large hospital and medical center in Sun City. So while you're not in Sun City, you're not too far away. You're about 15 to 20 minutes. And that's taking Grand. So you're really not too far away. And you're the closest to Banner Boswell for any of the Surprise Arizona map or any of the Surprise Arizona 55 plus communities that we're going to look at on the map today. So the only way to get closer is to move to Sun City, Sun City West or, Ventana Lakes up here in Peoria. So let's look at this community. This is the smaller community from the ones that we're going to look at today. It's about a little over 1,300 homes in this community. And like I said, it is guard gated. So I'm not going to be able to show you like the streets on it, but we do need to get out here to do a tour for you guys. But you're going to have two styles of homes here. You're going to have condos, you're going to have single family homes. And the price point that you're looking at is like mid to high 200s for those condos up to, the $400,000 and low 500,000s for the single family homes. There are, you can see the little guardhouse here. There are some ponds here. They have a lot of different amenities, which I'm going to run through in just a second. But what I want to show you here is that being on Bell Road, you are a little bit set back from Bell Road, which is nice because this is quite busy. But one thing I really want you to note here is how easy you can get to things. So if you keep going down Bell Road for a couple miles, you're going to hit Sam's Club. There's more shopping on the other side of the 303. You have In-N-Out, Starbucks, some more places to eat here. If you were to take this road across and back, the Surprise Arizona Civic Center, tennis court, pickleball courts. They have a garden over there, a large park, and a pond that you can actually go fishing in. There's a lot to do over here. And then there's more commercial shopping and dining down this way, including a very large kind of like four quarters complex between Litchfield and Bell Road. And they have a Target over there, Chick-fil-A, Barnes & Noble, Aldi, Home Depot, Walmart, more restaurants. And then if you'll notice, if you come back here, if you were to come back up Grand, there's a Texas Roadhouse, a Sprouts, some more medical over here. So you're really close to a lot of different things being in this location, which is really nice. And so with this community, you're looking at, let me run through some of the amenities real quick. Even though it's a little bit smaller, I think it has a lot of amenities for the size. In my opinion, of course, knowing that it's a little bit smaller, just over 1,300 homes, I feel like it has a lot of amenities for the size of the community. So you're not lacking in a lot just because of the size. So you have a clubhouse and an amenity center, a restaurant, there's a pool, an arts and crafts studio, a woodworking shop. There's pool or billiards, pickleball courts. There's the scenic lakes and ponds, a multi-purpose room, a worship center, a golf course, of course, for the neighborhood, fitness center, ceramic studio, sewing studio, a ballroom, tennis courts, RV and boat parking, and more. So there's quite a lot of amenities. So, this could be a perfectly good option if you're wanting to be more central, even closer to Peoria and Glendale for, maybe Westgate if you want to go to the Cardinals game, Westgate for shopping and dining, P83 for more dining options. There's a lot really close by. Okay, the next community that we're going to look at, we're going to be quite on, the other end of the spectrum with the Grand. So we do have a driving and walking tour where we're out in the Grand community. And that is available on the channel. But if you go just a little bit more west and in this northwest section, you've got this is the Grand and this is the Grand as well. So it does cross over the 303. There is a bridge that goes across so you can get, you don't have to go onto the 303 to get to the other side or anything like that. This community is way larger. It has multiple golf courses and it is over 9,000 homes. So the Grand is a lot bigger of a community. And for some people, some of our clients, they have found that that's not a good fit because of that. They realize, like, I feel like I'm moving to a whole city here instead of a community. I think I'm going to get lost. this is not quite the right fit for me, and that's okay. So for the airport here in the Grand, we are looking at 42 to 55 minutes. So again, plan extra. You could go around the 303, down the 17, or even to the 101 and down the 51 in the mornings. If you're before rush hour, this is a great way to go. It's pretty quiet. If it's during rush hour, pretty much any way you go this way, or this way, it's going to be busy. But that's about the time frame that you're looking at. So that's not too bad. A little bit longer than Sun Village, but you're a little bit further northwest up here. Now to Banner Boswell in Sun City, we are looking at 20 to 25 minutes. So again, you're going to take Grand down, but you do have to, depending on where you're at. And if you're in this part, you might, be a little bit longer, a couple extra minutes. But you're looking at about, I'd say like 25 minutes on that high end. So the Grand is not a gated community, but it is a golf course community. There's multiple golf courses and they have a ton of amenities. So I'm just going to take you right here, just put the little street view down so you can see. So this is what the Grand kind of looks like. And I'm not going to take you through the full community, but let me just give you like a little street view, and then we can talk about price points and amenities. So looking at the Grand, you're going to have a higher price point here in the Grand than Sun Village for sure. And with that, we are looking at, let me just pull up my numbers here real quick. So with the Grand, like I said, there's almost 10,000 homes here. So you've got, building range between 96 and 2005. You have single family homes, attached style homes, and then condos as well. So you've got a good range there. And there are, homes anywhere from homes anywhere, condos, 1-bedroom condos from about 200,000 and then all the way up to, almost $1 million for a single family home on the golf course, waterfront home, around 3,000 square feet, give or take a few hundred square feet. So you have pretty much any price point that you can want in the Grand. Now, one thing that, we also hear a lot about with the Grand is that people don't necessarily like that there's not, it's not a gated community. So if you're really wanting that privacy in the gated community, the Grand might not be for you. And also, they do have a lot of open backyards where you don't have fences, or there are limitations on what kind of fencing you can put in to make your backyard more private. And so that's just a consideration. But again, as we start working with our clients who are relocating and retiring here in the Phoenix area, these are things that we like to bring up and we like to learn about, like what's important to you. If you have a small dog, you definitely need, or any kind of dog, doesn't have to be small. If you have a dog, you need a way to contain them, right? Or if you like a really private backyard, you need, we like to learn these things so that we can talk through the pros and cons and be like, okay, do we find a property that has a fence? Can you put a fence in? Are there limitations with the HOA for what you can put in? So these are just some things to know. But the Grand does offer a ton. So they have a whole central village area that has like a little cafe, coffee shop, a bunch of different meeting rooms, seating. It's over by one of the pools. There's a train club that puts together like model trains, and a lot more over there. So I'm going to run through some of the amenities, not all of them, but they do offer many of the amenities that you could want if you're looking at, amenities and comparing and getting the most for a 55 plus community. The Grand does have a lot. So they have a clubhouse and amenity center, a restaurant, an indoor pool, aerobics and dance studio, arts and crafts studio, woodworking shop, tennis courts, bocce ball, a softball field, fishing lakes, outdoor patios. They do have a spa, and salon/barber shop. They have the golf courses, fitness center, an outdoor pool, indoor walking track, sewing studio, ballroom, library, pickleball courts, lawn bowling, an amphitheater, a dog park, and more. So there is a lot to the Grand. So if you're looking for a large amenity-rich community, this is definitely a community to consider and to really look at, am I going to have endless things to do and be involved with in the Grand? Absolutely. Of course, could you move into the Grand and not be involved in any of it? And, for sure, that's absolutely the case. But if you're looking for the amenities and you want a lot going on, you want a lot of options to choose from, the Grand is a really good option. So the next community that we are going to look at is Arizona Tradition. So we also have a tour of Arizona Traditions, and Arizona Traditions is personally, I think, one of our favorite communities in Surprise for 55 plus buyers. We work with so many 55 plus buyers that are retiring here, and almost all of them are from out of state. And we have just found that Arizona Traditions is very, very friendly. They are, it they do have a lot to do, but also it just feels like you're a very approachable type of community, and a little bit more tight knit. So that is just one thing that we like about Arizona Traditions. So with Arizona Traditions, you're located here on Bell Road, and I'll zoom out. You're west of the Loop 303. So here is the Grand. Sun Village is over here, and then Arizona Traditions is this community right here. One thing that I do want to show you, we're not going to cover this community because it's a little bit different, but it is a 55 plus community, and that is the Happy Trails Resorts. Now, Happy Trails Resorts is not a single family home or like condo type of community. It is a golf course community, but these are manufactured homes, and this is actually interesting because many of our communities don't have this, but they're actually on owned land here. So if you are snowbirding or you're on a tighter budget or you want a manufactured home, this could be a really good community to look at. I refer to this as like the party community. Anytime I've come to show here, no matter like what time of day, we've gotten invited, like me and the client, to happy hour or some kind of little like soiree. Very fun, happy vibe going on. I think a lot of people that live here are snowbirds. They come here, during the winter, and then they go home for the summer and avoid our summer here. They do have a golf course, and it does side right up to Arizona Tradition. So they are separated, and you will notice that from these homes that are right here on, the separation, you're going to be able to see their golf course and into their community from right here. So just something good to know. Okay, so Arizona Traditions is, I always do that. Go to click share instead of directions. Let's go to the airport. So Arizona Traditions, you're looking at 41 minutes to 55 minutes. Now, that is if you go all the way around, because you're a little bit more south. Maybe going all the way around the 303 doesn't necessarily make sense, but sometimes you just want to avoid the I-10. I try to avoid the I-10 at all costs if I can. But I probably wouldn't take this route unless I know something is going on, like an accident or rush hour or something on the I-10, most times. But this will be far less congested going this way, and then I'd probably go 101 to 51. Personally, that's my preference. If you can get to that 17-101 and then take the 51, that I feel like the smoothest route to the airport over here. Okay. If we want to go from Arizona Traditions to Banner Boswell, whether for an emergency or because they have a lot of specialists there, you're looking at about 25 to 30 minutes. So you're going to have to take Bell. Bell just has a lot of lights and a lot of traffic, and they're going into all these communities here, all of this, for the most part. So you can just see there, like a lot of this is light, like traffic at the lights, congestion there. Okay. One thing I want to note is that if there is a true emergency, there is a hospital. If you come out and go right here, you have the Abrazo Hospital right here. So Abrazo it's a small hospital right here. But if there is a true emergency, they have an emergency room. This is going to be much faster. It's going to be like 8 minutes probably at the most. And that's if you get stuck at all of these lights, but it's right here. So Arizona Traditions is also a gated community. So because it's gated, I can't show you inside the community. But again, if you want to see what it looks like inside of the community, I would encourage you to go check out our video on that. That'll be linked in the description. I'm just gonna go and show you the entrance so you can see you've got some homes right here. And you've got kind of like a longer entrance into the community. And you've got the golf course right here. And then this is like a community building over here. Wish it would let me turn, but there we go. So there is a restaurant and bar over here. Some of the community stuff is down this way as well. Like the wood shop, I think, is down here. Some of the arts and crafts, a pool. And so you can see a little bit from here. And then this is the guardhouse, and you can see it's going to make us turn around. Like the golf shop is over here, and you can see there's more golf over here, but you can start to see like some of these homes that side up to the golf course are right there. So one thing to know with Arizona Traditions, price point wise, you're really going to be starting about that $300,000 price point. There is one single family home for sale that's at $290 right now in the community, and you're going up to the highest price listing right now is $599. So you're going up into that $500, almost $600,000 range. All of the homes in the Arizona Traditions are single family. So there are no condos, there are no attached style homes where there's a shared wall. They're all single family homes. And the build range was between 1997 and 2013. So a little bit newer as well here. And they did have a small section that was built on the newer side. It was kind of like an extension, think, of the community. That's going to be closer to that, 2000, early 2010s for being built. So there's a lot of amenities within Arizona Traditions as well. Again, it is a golf course community. It is gated, so it is more private. And then there's the clubhouse and amenity center, the restaurant, the pool, ceramic studio, sewing studio, woodworking shop, library, walking and biking trails, pickleball, a softball field, an outdoor patio, fitness center, aerobics and dance studio, arts and crafts studio, stained glass studio, ballroom, tennis courts, bocce ball, horseshoe pits, and a couple of extra things there as well. So that is Arizona Traditions. We really like this community, and just the people there, and the atmosphere is really friendly. So that's always a bonus in our eyes personally, but really it just depends on what you want, right? So we're going to go into the next community now, which is Heritage at Asante. Okay, so Heritage at Asante is located in the far northwest portion of Surprise. So we are off of Grand, or the 60 here, and northwest of this loop 303. So looking at the city of Surprise, we were here, we were here, we were here, and now we're out here northwest. So this is part of a master planned community out here, which is Asante, and all of Asante is not 55 plus, but Asante Heritage is. So what is important to know is that the Lennar and the Richmond American over here are a gated portion. They are 55 plus, and the amenities within the Heritage community are for you if you are living here, right? And you are a guest. So let's look at directions really quick to Phoenix Sky Harbor. And we're looking about 45 minutes to an hour. So you can see right now there's some stuff going on the I-10, or you could go all the way around via the 17, go up and around, which is probably a route that I would probably take, being up here, just because how congested this area gets, and then all the way down here. So just know that this is definitely an option for you to go around this way, but it's going to be about an hour. So I would plan for like 55 minutes to an hour to the airport. Now, if we want to look at Banner Boswell for directions, we do that. And if you go down Grand, you're looking at about 30 minutes. Or if you go kind of around the Grand and Sun City West, you're looking at about 31 minutes. So you can see there's some congestion here. And this is pretty normal because there's one way to get to Grand from Asante, and that is 163rd Avenue right here. And there's a lot of congestion that happens here. A lot, people getting onto and off of the 303 here, and then going into, not only do you have Asante here, but you have Desert Oasis, you have building going on here, building going on here. Now, you do have the option that you can go out along Happy Valley and go to the 303 out Vistancia. That is an option as well. And depending on where you're going, if you're going north to, there's a lot to do over here in North Peoria. I would go that route probably myself to get out there that way. So just know there is a lot of traffic here. 163rd is very busy. There's a lot of construction. And as this area continues to expand, now they are planning to put an exit to the 303 about 155th, which is I think about here. Just know though, that's a couple of years out. So depending on when you're coming, like this is not an immediate fix to the traffic situation here. Okay, so let's look. Now, even though they are in the building phase right here at Asante Heritage, one thing to know is that we're not gonna be able to do the street view. Now, we do need to come out here and do a tour. We have some short videos and we've gone towards the models, not on the channel, but what I do want to show you is I'll just show you some pictures and we'll talk about the amenities. One of the most important things to know, I believe, about Asante Heritage and this community is that you do not have a golf course. There are resources online that will say that there is a golf course here. It is not a golf course. It is a mini golf course, and I'm going to show you photos. So there is a lot. It is a really pretty community. You've got, this pond here. This is the community center clubhouse. You've got a fire pit and seating area here. And then the pool, you've got a lap pool, and then, just a regular pool over here. Fitness center, more seating, mini golf. Pickleball, very important. We know this is so important to many of our clients. Just another kind of scenic view. Bocce ball, more seating, a community area. And so with this, here's what you should know about, real estate when it comes to Heritage at Asante. So this is a new construction community. Now, we believe that the goal is to build about 1,500 homes here. We don't know if that will expand. There have been talks about they could go further. If you look at the map, maybe could they come back here more? It's potentially the case. We don't know for sure though. So you're looking at homes, that started being built in 2020. So pretty much all new homes. You've got single family homes, and you have attached where you share a wall, and then you have your driveways next to each other. But then the rest is single family home, single level. The price ranges are going to be between the $300,000 range and the $700,000 range. So, looking at, medium to entering high end. But again, you're not going to get a golf course for that, but there are some other amenities, a little bit less amenity rich than some of these other communities that we've talked about. But let's talk about this. You've got the clubhouse, the fitness center, a library, pickleball forts, the scenic pond, the outdoor patio, multi-purpose rooms. You've got the mini golf course, the putt-putt course, the pool, walking and biking trails around this lake. You actually have, towards the back here, I'll show you, is there's a walking trail that goes back here. It doesn't go out to Grand because Grand is very busy, and also there's train tracks, but there is a cement wall there, and then there's a walking trail, and it's lit at night and everything, and really nice if you like to go walking, especially this time of year in October. The weather is really good right now. That could be great. There is a let's see, bocce ball courts, some parks, a dog park, and a fire pit. So you have a lot here that you get, but just not quite as much as you get elsewhere. So it is a nice new construction community. I would say this is a more casual community than other communities where it's not as packed with things to do, but there still are amenities available to you. So if you're not looking for every single amenity under the sun and golf is unimportant to you, this could be a great community. Okay, so the last community that we are going to look at today is going to be Sterling Grove. Sterling Grove, we have done a tour, although it was very new when we did the tour for Sterling Grove. And we didn't really talk about it from the lens of 55 plus, so we didn't need to go do like an update. Just know that here you are a little bit more south in Surprise. So, Sun Village, Sun City Grand, Arizona Traditions, Asante, and then you've got Sterling Grove here. So you're right off the 303 in between Cactus and Peoria. Really beautiful over here. This is a Toll Brothers luxury community. And let's do directions to Big Sky Harbor from here. So being further south, you're looking at right now about 40 minutes to the airport. And, add on maybe 10 minutes for traffic if you're during rush hour or something like that. And then to Banner Boswell, you're about 26 minutes. Pretty much go down Northern Parkway, up 90, 103rd. Or you could go up 99th here to Sun City. So not too bad there. So Sterling Grove is a guard gate community. And so they don't just let anybody in there for sure. But I will show you right here. So this is a long track. Let's see. Kind of went past it. So we're just going to go this way a little bit longer. So there is some residential over here. And then I'll actually show behind. You have the white tanks over here. So really beautiful views from the community. Oh, don't want to do that. Let me turn back around. And then right across, you do have a charter school here. This is Legacy Charter School. So you do have, if you have grandkids or family that's living in the area too, they could be going to school there. It's not a public school, it's a public charter. So people from all over usually go to those schools. So you can see right here, this is the golf course. You've got great views of the white tanks right there. And then some houses right there. But let me come into this entrance. So Sterling Grove is much different than the other 55 plus communities because technically the community as a whole is actually an all ages community. So they have sections here that are 55 plus, and then they will, the next section over a couple of streets will be all ages. So they have some of their collections for the new construction will be set like, oh, this version of this collection is for 55 plus. And so this area will be 55 plus. And then the area next to it could be all ages. So that's a little bit different because the amenities are being shared with all ages. So you get these really nice like water features here. You can see a little bit of just like the views and the landscaping, just really stunning community. I love coming in here. I just think, Toll Brothers just does a really amazing job. And you just, you get a higher quality community and, the aesthetics and the look and everything. So it is really good. And we've got to turn around if it's going to let us. Okay. So there we go. So you can see a little bit, this was their original set of model homes over here. And we won't be able to go in. But again, go check out that video that is on our channel if you want to check out what it looks like. And you can see a little bit. There's a lot more now that we did that tour. Like I said, we really do need to do an update and talk about, 55 plus living at Sterling Grove. What I do want to talk about real quick is just overall your price points and amenities here for Sterling Grove. So I'm going to pull up my numbers here real quick. So Sterling Grove, they're still building, and that's probably going to be continuing on for a while. I need to double check on the numbers of how many homes they are going to be building, because my numbers are out of date, and I know that they have um, more homes to build. Um, I think about 2,000 homes total is around what that community will be able to fit. And I'm not sure where they're at with that, but they did start building in 2020. So you have single family homes and you have condos here in Sterling Grove. And the condos have their, multiple stories. So you'll have the garage on the first floor, and then you'll come in to stairs going up to the second floor, which is like your main floor. And then you may potentially have a third floor as well, depending on the model that you choose. So if you're snowboarding, maybe that will work for you. But um, you're looking at with Toll Brothers being in the $400,000, price point up to well over $1 million for single family homes. So you've got quite a range there. And there are smaller homes. And then when you get up into that over $1 million, you are going to have homes that are, almost 3,000 or over 3,000 square feet, siding up to the golf course, right? Maybe have a pool, a private pool where it's in your own backyard, versus like, a 2 bedroom, you might be a little bit smaller. They've got 2 bedrooms that are 1,500 square feet. They also have 2 bedrooms that are, 2,000 square feet. So you've got a lot there, really modern design and everything. Let's talk about the amenities at Sterling Grove. So Sterling Grove has the golf course. It is a Niklaus golf course. You have a fitness center, walking and biking trails, pickleball courts. You do have an outdoor patio, a multi-purpose room. There is a clubhouse and an amenity center. There's a restaurant. There's a spa. There's a little cafe, coffee shop. There's like 3 outdoor pools and even like an outdoor bar area. Tennis courts, there's parks, there is a golf shop. Um, and they also will have like classes and like events and things going on. So it is a really nice luxury, beautiful community. And what I think I'm going to do real quick is show you just some of the photos here so you can see. So, this is the entrance. This is looking over, that water feature that they have. So this is one of the models, the golf course. And it just is one of the most beautiful views that you're going to get at any of these communities. And truly, like I drive past Sterling Grove every weekend to go to church, which is west, towards the white tanks. And it's just really pretty, just that view, seeing the mountains. And especially, when we have overcast weather and everything, for some of you that are coming from the Pacific Northwest, those days really, I think, make you feel a little bit more at home with the weather here. And, you get a little bit of rain, a little bit of, overcast weather without it being overwhelming. So here's just some views. This is one of the models. This is the pool area. So you've got this long pool. It faces the mountains and the golf course over here. And then it kind of goes out to the side. This is one of the models with like an indoor or like a courthouse. That's not right. It's okay. We'll just forget about that. And then here you could see like when the condos were being built, some of them. So you will like share a driveway with the condos. That is one thing to know too, if you're doing, condo living. And then this is the little marketplace, like cafe, coffee shop. Let me see. And the restaurant. So these are the condos. So overall, a really beautiful community. And if you're looking for luxury living, luxury lifestyle, more like living at a resort, Sterling Grove could be a really amazing option for you and one to consider if you are not quite ready for an all 55 plus community. Again, if you would like to compare the actual homes that are on the market in each of these surprise 55 plus communities, go to this QR code, go to the description, or the very first comment of this video will have a link to pull up our choose your community home search where you can look at each of the communities and also the communities that are outside of Surprise, Arizona. Maybe you're comparing, the Grand with Sun City West and Sun City, and you want to see what are the actual homes that I can get in my budget in each of these communities to help you as you are making this decision on which 55 plus community you are going to be moving to. And if you are thinking about Sun City West as one of your options for relocating and retiring in Phoenix, Arizona, we have a recent video where we talked about the pros and cons of moving to Sun City West. And so you can check out that video and watch it to see if you think that Sun City West is going to be the right fit for you right here.